right, gave you a chance to look at that. Just before the break, we asked you which of the following lost marching rights after giant balloons joined the Macy's parade in 1927. And the answer is number 2, zoo animals. It was originally called the Macy's Christmas Parade, had an assortment of live animals, elephants, as you can see in this photo. And they were on loan from the Central Park Zoo.
All right, now the real animals might be gone, replaced by those giant balloons, which for a short time used to be released after the parade. I don't know if you knew that, but we have a live picture here from the Upper West Side as the characters are coming to life here. 4 new ones will join the lineup, so if you want to see the balloons being inflated, you have a little over an hour left. You have until 6 tonight. Couple fun facts for you. It's the parade's 96th year. Takes a lot of work to make it happen. A look at the numbers: 300 pounds of glitter, 200 pounds of confetti, 2,000 gallons of paint, about 5,000 volunteers, 700 clowns, 4,500 costumes, 16 character balloons, 28 floats, and 12 marching bands, Dave.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, the parade steps off on the Upper West Side. It goes south on Central Park West, turning left, heading east on Columbus Circle, continues down Central Park South to 6th Avenue, where it makes that right and heads south again to 34th Street, and then it'll make that one final turn to end at Macy's in Herald Square. If you can't be there in person, we've got you covered. Live coverage begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Now let's talk turkey, shall we?
Yeah, it's usually Thanksgiving's big star dish, but it can be difficult to cook.
Just some last-minute touches and we're good to go.
Great. Panic in Turkey Town.
The backup turkey's in Lily's book bag. Bring it to me. I'll do the rest.
Now, for even some of the most seasoned home chefs, the bird can be undercooked, it can be overcooked, it can be a little too salty, or it can be a little tasteless.
If you want it to be juicy and have more flavor, less dry, make sure you let it rest on the countertop for up to an hour before you carve it. If your turkey is dry, gravy and cranberry sauce are your best friends.
When it comes to being social, try keeping the conversation civil. Do we have to tell you that? All right, think of things to talk about ahead of time, actually. Good book, TV show, a hobby, topics that, of course, won't lead to an uncomfortable debate. All right, so we gave you that advice. But I have a funny story. So I had a turkey debacle once. They delivered the turkey ready to roll. It was like a catering. I just had to cook it. And it had the bag on it, a bag on it, and I thought it was one of the roaster bags.
It wasn't a roaster bag.
It was clear it wasn't a roaster bag.
Okay.
So my turkey, we didn't have turkey that year.
Hamburgers at Thanksgiving.
That was
a good one.
some, yeah, I think we had ground beef, so there you go.
Another good heads up there.
Yeah, good recovery, Natalie.
Yes.
It's okay. It's all right.
You can always talk about the weather if you don't know what to talk about.
let's do it.
That's true. Always,
I'm very good at doing that. You can see days to Thanksgiving 1. Here's your countdown. Yeah, it's tomorrow. The tree lighting 7 days away. Hanukkah begins 25 days away. First day of winter 28, and Christmas is just 32 days away. Yeah, really getting into the holiday spirit. Now, take a look at your Thanksgiving travel forecast. Rain holds off until after Thanksgiving. If you're driving around New England, Friday will be the day we're dealing with some showers. Not a lot of heavy rain, but driving will be impacted a little bit. Notice temperatures stay on the mild side in the 50s. And Saturday, that's a great day to get outside. You're still digesting all that food, I'm sure, and the leftovers the next day, all of that wonderful goodness. Well, you can burn some of those calories on Saturday getting outside, taking a nice long walk with all that sunshine. Today's almanac shows a high temperature of 55 degrees. That was above average. That's a nice change from where we've been, isn't it? This morning's low temperature was 42. We were far from the record, which was 72 degrees. Dog walking forecast. Here's a look at Muggsy, cutie pie there. If you're taking the dogs out this evening, they don't need the coats, I don't think. Temperatures are in the 50s and 40s, mostly clear skies. It does start to get a little chilly. If you're going for that late walk around 9 p.m., yeah, you may need the dog coat and the heavier human coats as well. All right, hours of daylight, yeah, it's fading. Sunset 4:32. It's still getting earlier and earlier. We're enjoying the daylight while we have it, though. Today's daylight time was 9 hours and 42 minutes, fading, losing about 2 minutes a day at this point. You can see the parade forecast for tomorrow again, looking good. Beautiful weather to start. You'll need a layer or two, though. Cold turkey, 43 degrees at 8 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, we're back up to 51, and we're dealing with dry conditions and light winds. Of course, when it's windy, the balloons can't fly that high. Janice Huff is going to have more on that coming up in her forecast, but tomorrow will be perfect. Light winds throughout the entire parade route. All right, taking it hour by hour here. 8:30 tomorrow morning. Chilly north and west especially. Warming it up during the day, back to the low 50s. Tomorrow evening, evening, going for that second or third plate of food. Temperatures are in the 40s. And by Friday morning, here we go. There are those showers moving in. Not a lot of heavy rain. It's going to linger around 9, 10 o'clock, making for a bit of a wet Black Friday there. And then again, that nice recovery on Saturday. You can see in our exclusive 10-day forecast, rain likely on Sunday, a bit steadier than what we're expecting on Friday. And you can see in the rest of the 10-day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, temperatures stay on the cool side. Tree lighting, we have a few showers in there with a high of 56 degrees, and then it turns cooler after that. Natalie and David, back to you.
Now at 5, the holiday hustle. It is the big travel rush just before Thanksgiving right now, hours away. We're watching the roads, the rails, the skies, and we have your holiday forecast too. Plus, lots of excitement up in the air. The barricades are up. The balloons are ready to fly high for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Good to have you with us. I'm Adam Cooperstein, and before the feast and the football comes the parade. This year, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is back in full force, and that is why right now, 16 giant balloons are being inflated on the Upper West Side, ready to wow those crowds tomorrow. And you're going to see some familiar characters, too, plus a few new faces in this year's lineup. The parade starts at 77th Street and Central Park West, and then it makes its way downtown to finish at the Macy's flagship store at Herald Square. And any minute now, Mayor Adams and the NYPD are set to discuss security. And we'll bring that to you live when it starts. Right now, we have team coverage tracking the parade forecast and the preps. But let's start with News 4's Gus Rosendale live on the Upper West Side, where those balloons are filling up. And Gus, this is the kind of inflation news we all want to hear.
Absolutely, Adam, and we're getting closer to the balloons right now. This is kind of hard to tell, but just take my word for it. This is Papa Smurf's foot. He's laying down right now. I hope he's not ticklish. And right over here, we have one of the new balloons. This is a minion keeping an eye on us and keeping an eye on us here on the ground. These big crowds, and they're the lucky ones because this event closes within the hour. The annual balloon inflation on the Upper West Side. The streets around the American Museum of Natural History filled with people checking out some of Thanksgiving's truly biggest stars. A cherished New York tradition with some changes this year. New hours, it's now a daytime event. And along with the balloons, people also get an up-close look at some of the floats that will soon head to Herald Square. What brings you here? What are you excited to see?
Well, I'm excited to see the balloons blow up because I love Papa Smurf. Yeah, and I'm from DC, so I grew up here though, and I'm very happy to be back and see all of this.
So Thanksgiving Day is your birthday.
Yep.
Is this like a big birthday trip for you?
Yes, very.
Okay, you excited about the parade?
Of course.
Do you have like a favorite thing? Is it the floats? Is it the balloons? Is it Santa?
I'm excited to see all the colorful floats. I'm really excited for that.
The 96th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade kicks off just before 9 tomorrow morning before heading to Midtown. Millions watching on TV and in person. A rain or shine event, though high winds can cancel the balloons. But so far, the forecast is looking good.
The forecast is looking great. I think we're almost going to have a duplicate tomorrow of what we're experiencing today, which is all we can ask for. We've got really great weather. We'll be monitoring it throughout the rest of the day today and then in real time tomorrow, but no complaints here.
Adam, over the years that I have been here, I've seen just about every sort of weather situation you can imagine. This is some of the most gorgeous weather we've ever had. You still have some time to check it out. Head to 72nd and Columbus if you're so inclined. I'm Gus Rosendale on the Upper West Side, and a greeting from everybody here.
Happy Thanksgiving!
All right, happy Thanksgiving to them and to you, Gus, as well. A lot of smiling, happy faces. Great to see. And don't forget, we've got the best ticket in town to the parade, certainly the most comfortable one. You can watch all the excitement right here on NBC4. You can also stream the parade on Peacock, all of it starting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Now, the weather, as you heard, everyone's talking about it, Janice. Yes. It's looking really good for the parade, and you're going to help us get ready for not just the parade, but all our Thanksgiving activities.
Actually, yes. And the weather is going to be fantastic. It's been great all week long. The biggest thing for the parade is always the wind. Sometimes it's the temperature if you're standing outside, but in terms of the balloons, it's all about the wind. And notice the hour by hour through Thanksgiving Day, the winds are calm. The temperatures are mild into the mid-50s, low to mid-50s towards the afternoon. A few clouds show up late in the evening, but it is a rain-free Thanksgiving. So how windy is too windy? Well, if the sustained wind or the steady wind is higher than 24 miles per hour, and the gusts are higher than 34 miles per hour. The giant balloons cannot go up. We're not expecting anything like that. The weather will be just fine. Take a look. This is the view from Long Island City looking west, and the afterglow of the setting sun is beautiful. It was mild, almost warm today, close to 60 in Newark this afternoon, 55 in Central Park, mid-50s everywhere. New York City right now is at 52 degrees, and as we check out the hour by hour for the rest of this evening, clear skies, and by midnight down to about 42 degrees, so it's really not all that cold. Yet another night when it's very comfortable. So our warm-up continues. We're back in the 50s again tomorrow. It's great travel weather for Thanksgiving in case that's the day that you're traveling around. And for Friday, the shopping, well, there are showers in the forecast. It's not going to rain all day, and it's mostly light rain, but if you're going to be out and about trying to get those sales and deals, you may want your rain gear, especially if you're out early in the morning through about the mid-afternoon before things start to dry out later in the evening. Now, there is more rain in the forecast for this holiday weekend. I'll tell you when in the 10-day
Oh my
coming
gosh,
up.
she's
Back to
beautiful.
you.
Okay, Janice, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Right now, the holiday travel rush is kicking into high gear. This is typically the busiest travel day of Thanksgiving week, and nearly 55 million Americans are on the move, whether by plane, train, or automobile. Here in the tri-state, the Port Authority expects more than 6 million travelers between today and Monday. And AAA says the best times to travel tonight after 8 o'clock and Thanksgiving Day before 11 a.m. or after 6 p.m. Now, the worst times to travel, we're in the window right now, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. today, and then also tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And tonight, starting at 7, New Jersey Transit is rolling out early getaway service, which means extra trains and buses are going to be up and running. Also, NJ Transit is allowing 2 children, 11 years old and younger, to travel for free with an adult.